A Smith County grand jury indicted 20-year-old Jamaria Britton for capital murder. Britton was originally indicted for murder after authorities accused him of killing Deja Shanice Hood. According to the arrest affidavit, Britton told investigators he went into a, quote, fit of rage and beat Hood unconscious with an object before leaving the apartment. Upon returning later, investigators say Britton strangled Hood to death before hiding her body behind the apartment building. Britton allegedly told investigators he became angry after Hood pulled at his ear in a playful manner, the way his ex-girlfriend used to. Britton's trial is now delayed as he will need to be appointed a new lawyer. Only certain lawyers are able to take on capital murder cases. The district attorney's office has not yet decided whether they will pursue the death penalty or a life without parole sentence. Lauren Tier, KLTV 7 News.